Hello everyone, welcome back to VRML preseason. Burning the midnight oil here on this Friday night, possibly Saturday morning, depending on where you're tuning in from. But here we are, it's gonna be chaos. And I mean that as in the team, not this stream, at least fingers crossed. So chaos on the orange team, systematic failure on the blue. And on our camera crew, it's gonna be Wit. I'm already getting in the rhymes. I gotta stop that. But it's Wit on the camera and the production. And for your casting team, I'm Palidore, joined by Sputnik. How's it going, Sputnik? Cobra, gotta put the Cobra on the name.
Yeah, it's a compound name. It's like a first and last name, you know?
Yeah. Kind of like Palidore. I'm not just Pally, except when I am. Some people just call me that, but that's fine. Cool. So yeah, a lot of games tonight, Sputnik. We've gotten in 3 of them now, I think.
A lot of games, yeah. I'm trying to get them in as fast as I can.
Making up for a few days of lost time, but there will be plenty of games for that throughout the week. But happy to have you here all the same. These teams are about to be readied up. So yes, it will be on the orange side again. Team Chaos. It's Zux. I hope that's correct. That's a lot of tongue twister names here. So Cakester, Naven, Dano, McFabulous. Not a tongue twister there, just a fabulous name in his own right. And then another, the other end for systematic failure. Talk about tongue twisters, carefulness. That's a word you just don't want to naturally say, but I'm gonna have to today as he teams up with Big Bot, Caillou King, and Death Creeps.
I have to say, I really like the name Big Bot. I think it's pretty snazzy.
I like big bots, and I cannot lie, as this joust is about to get underway. Chaos, systematic failure, let's do it. Late game stream. We're getting them all in this week in preseason. Hello to the chat also, by the way. Cam Jam G hanging out in there along with Grumpiest Broom and Wit for some reason. Get on the cameras, Wit. All right, so we're going to get this joust underway and going to be taken first eventually by Chaos. It's Dano down low, and then up into the goal is Zux with a nice up and under move.
A good start to the round. 2-0 advantage to Chaos. Let's see if they can keep it.
Yeah, nothing chaotic about that particular approach. It was just a nice delivery from Dano to Zux, and yeah, he put that one in, no problem. Now, having it stolen by the aforementioned Zux. Gonna look up towards the pocket area where Dano and Cakester await. I like these names on these teams. Some of them harder to say than others, but creative no less. Now getting stunned and Big Bot. Oh, the awkward grab on that one. He phased out of existence just briefly, but now on the reproach, it's going to be carefulness, as I say his name with some care. Cannot make the shot, but on the rebound, it should be okay for them as he brings it in for the dunk.
And their teams are a little active on open chat right now. They kind of screamed at that shot as carefulness shot it way past the goal. But they were able to recover and they put it right back in.
Yeah, enough time. Not a worry at all as Cakester looks to make that pass over to Dano. And the slight double team coming in there. Now it's going to be maybe a 2-on-1 situation if they can get a pass up across. It has Zux at barrier, but they're going to back it out instead, wait for their full 4 to be there. Not always a bad idea, but not paying off that time anyway. And trying to recollect that one. We can see a stack also impending from Chaos around the barrier, and just in case that disc got loose, but it didn't, so they spread back out, and that's some nice formation and nice awareness there from Chaos.
And we have an errant pass back to Dano as they're just scrambling to try and get something together. But if they can set up their triangle and keep tight passing, but again, they make another error, and they're lucky that it flies back to Dano.
A little bit of a crab walk there. That was entertaining from Death Creeps, true to his name, and just the stun on the goalie, but the pass going through, and now gonna be sent out and cleared. 3-man boost turns into a 2-man 1-as-1. Let's go, but trying not to let go of that disc, step into the other side of the floor. They will, where Death creeps, and then sends it down low to Zux, who finds that clear as well, and some more stacks back to back on both ends of the floor. Now taking it in, but a dive from Big Bot, the big dive, but recollected, and McFabulous goal that was from Dano. 2 points apiece for Dano and Zux over on Chaos. 2 points coming in on the other side for a systematic failure. It's carefulness, as well as a save and 2 steals and 4 stuns. So filling that stat sheet pretty immediately here, the first 3 minutes of the game. Now it's going to be that interception to Chaos. Looks like they're playing that slow game, waiting for their teammates to join them up front a little bit. And now maybe an approach, but no, the stack attack. Fars stopping by in chat, hello. And up into the backboard. It will not go. Hitting that outer edge. Cakester is going to take that one. Now trying to find that past the bow tie nicely. And then right back, sending it to Cakester. And oh, Caillou, but you will not save that, says Cakester. Piece of cake on the retake and the rebound. Put that into the goal. 6-2, advantage Chaos, systematic failure on the joust.
Chaos finally got good spacing, and they were able to tag that goal.
Yeah, seems to be playing the patient offensive game. They've had a couple chances where they could have brought it up for a 2-on-1 or 2-on-2 kind of situation, but instead they're opting for those 3-man, those 4-man attacks in the goal, and it's paying off for them. Cannot deny the results. But this one might be just a breakaway. Instead, it looks like it will be, draining a couple more seconds off the clock before dumping that one in for Cakester.
Who needs bubble play when you can just outrace them every time?
I concur. But out of the bubble and into the midfield, it's going to be Big Bot softly passing it over to Carefulness. And he's going to find Big Bot once again. You see a stack, one being sent off the stack actually for Chaos as the other retreats back into the bubble area, and it will result in a turnover. So working out for them there, and Zux is going to look up high to the sky and into the 2-point zone where the goalie awaits. Death creeps. And now, looks like an awkward bounce will actually find the hands of Zux, so he's going to take that one and pass it on through to Cakester. Cakester has a line of sight at the goal, but he also has a line of sight on the goalie. And now taken back by Dano, who's going to return that pass. Nice passing game from these orange boys on Chaos. Contrary to their name, they're actually pretty organized on the the offensive end on these approaches. Just finding the hands of their teammate quite frequently. So Zux will find a pass. That one actually not connecting, so it's going to go into the 2-point area and be taken by Caillou. But Dano McFabulous going to return that one. And now let's see what they do. It looks like, ooh, some more weird interactions I'm seeing here. It doesn't matter because on the attack, it's going to be Dano. Again, assisted by Cakester.
I think he needs to fix his internet. That's definitely some high latency. And packet loss.
Yeah, that's a... he's respawned. He was hanging out there outside the bubble for a while, and yeah, interesting stuff we're witnessing. It's almost reminiscent of bad internet BTW over on the European side.
And I think we'll have to restart this match from the.
Well, you see, it's Friday night, and I think maybe the server or this guy's internet's a little bit tipsy right now, and it's gonna happen sometimes. We'll see what these teams decide to do. They're kind of having a half discussion about it in game right now.
I think they're just going to continue playing through.
Yeah, I mean, for the moment, they have possession, so I'm sure they don't really want to give it up. A big bot over on the blue side for systematic failure, and into the goal. Zux. It was contested pretty tight there, but he still managed to weave that one through. So, despite that, I mean, it's a tough situation, but they are ahead by 10 at the moment, so I don't know.
I think systematic failure will just play through and let it happen. At this point, it doesn't really matter. But they send a pass to right tube as they try and make a good attempt at goal.
Yeah, well, okay, so to clarify also, and like Grumpy has been in the chat talking about the lag, I think it may be a headset issue. I'm not sure if he was the one with the issue or not. Maybe it wasn't the case. There was someone over on, I believe, systematic failure who was dealing with an issue, and they had a sub arranged, but then the last minute they got the guy back. That might not be the case though. It might have been just a different person altogether. So could be an internet thing, could be a headset thing, but either way, into the 2 it will ring for Death Creeps.
Actually, I believe that Death Creeps is their sub.
Oh, he's a sub. So
yeah, Death Creeps is their sub because I recently played with him. I had him in pickup nights, and he's developing very quickly. He's a player to watch out for.
So I'm being told by the pie in the sky, that's Wit, that carefulness was the man with the headset issues. So unrelated apparently, and nonetheless, seems as if these teams will play on for the moment. 12-4 advantage is going to go to Chaos. And maybe the rebound will be to Naven. Naven looking for the clear. It's going to bounce awkwardly, but perhaps a good one, because otherwise, if that was a straight clear, that would have gotten into the hands of systematic failure, no doubt. And Lanzan over in the chat as well. Hello, and Fars, I think I already said hi to you, but I can say hi twice. Why not? You're pretty nice. Like that rhyme, just in time, as the disc sails to the side wall and is free for all. So Dano is going to go down low, but a little too slow, but on the second attempt, he will get that one. And now Cakester trying to make the most of this by backing it out to Dano, and then on the approach, I've liked the offense so far. Look at that soft pass, then the clear. Now, it did not get through, unfortunately, but it seems like the attentiveness on these passes is pretty good from Chaos's side of the floor. Really like what I'm seeing on that end. Now, so Death Creeps on the back line as Zux makes the shot. I'm hearing the in-game comms, and it sounds like Death Creeps was the one saying at the moment that he's having blackout issues as well.
Yeah, I believe he also said on the Discord channel that he was having blackout issues, as well as being the sub. And I believe he has a bad cable.
Yeah. Well, yeah, either or. He seems to be down at the moment, and well, as this first round winds down, it's going to be a goal for Cakester and crew, going up 17-4. And these teams maybe getting set to have a discussion about that. We'll see what happens if they want to take a little reset or something between rounds. Not sure exactly what's going on, but I just hear a lot of discussion and chatter at the moment, so we'll figure that out for them. See what they do. In any case, in the meantime, we'll check the scoreboards quickly, and it's going to be Zux and Cakester leading the way over on Chaos, 7 points and 6 points respectively. Dano not far behind with a 4, as well as the 16 stuns for his team, and Naven contributing 7 as well. And so Dano heavily favoring those stun games, obviously, but he's actually putting up stats all across the board. And over on Systematic Failure's side, Carefulness and Death Creeps, despite some issues, have 2 apiece. And then Big Bot with 19 stuns, and Caillou with a save and a steal. Checking back within the chat also, Chocolate. For old time's sake, I'm just going to say it. Chocolate lighting up the chat room. I know I go to that pun a little bit too much, but it's a Friday night, and we just got to take what we can, you know? And Lanzan as well. The kind words, thank you very much, as Dano gonna go in for the 2-point goal.
And a quick score off the joust. Pass from Tube, from Cakester to Dano. Nice goal within the bubble.
Yeah, just getting that 1v1 opportunity. Finding their way. And getting back into it. Hopefully issue free, but as I say that, the commentator's curse doing its thing. This has been a seemingly constant thing. I will mention one thing, and then the opposite will just happen. But as it goes into that 2-point zone, recovered by Dano. Dano's going to have a lot of time to line this up for the dunk, just casually floating on up for the score. Players having a little laugh about it in chat.
I think that pass was like straight on, but unfortunately it lagged through his teammate.
Oh, it was straight on in every direction. It went straight. Yes, that is correct. Every direction at once. Indeed. On the stack, actually. They're approaching fast and getting that as a result. So that was a nice series of boosts. So again, with Chaos, pretty impressed so far. They seem to be a team pretty collected as far as making those passes, making the right plays, and finding their stacks with pretty good efficiency, which is what you like to see. And now maybe delightfully trying to collect this disc is Cakester, gonna send that to the back line on the approach. Dano gonna go up, not gonna go in, but rebounding, maybe sailing past, and now
And
it's
Big
gonna
Bot
take a
is
yo-yo off the bottom of the floor.
uh,
Not to be confused by a wrap, that was just a interesting play that developed, and Dano was gonna get that one as they spin up all around in that disc, just finding the ground in some weird interactions. Players just kind of playing on, it would seem. No discussion going on in that one. So it just, what happens, I suppose it will go. They did have a substitute in line before this match, but maybe they should have kept him around. Either way, trying to find the three-point goal, just barely missing though. Maybe rebounded there by Zux. No, instead Death Creeps was able to get that clear down the bottom. That's about the only place he could have sent it to get it through and not intercepted, so good job there. But on the other end, Cakester's going to be there, dodging the first, and then being punched by the second defender, but still gets the clear just as well.
and Big Bot again, more laggy interactions as he somehow comes away from that.
Yeah, Big
And
Bot covering an incredible amount of ground at the moment.
he truly is a Superman.
Superman, Big Bot, all over the floor. Kind of feeling like calling him, I don't know, Spaghetti Bot or something right now, because he's not to be confused with Team Spaghetti, but it is all over the place at the moment.
Well, solid defense from Systematic Failure as they're able to get it out of their side of the court.
Yeah.
Maybe if they can capitalize on this, it'll be their first point of the series, and they desperately need it right now.
6:33 left in this one. This could be the one. He actually opts to back it out. Had an approach, but there were defenders coming, so maybe he felt this was a safer move. And you know what? In the groove now for the two, so they will get that goal after all. And Big Bot is being assisted by Caillou King.
Fortunately, he stopped lagging long enough to take that shot.
Or did he? Duel in chat, Duel 8. Hello. How's it go? This late night game. Off from Zux to Dano. He's going to have it stolen, though. The stack nicely from Systematic Failure. But right back at him, it's Cakester. Now on the feet, on the approach. Still dumps it off to his teammate. And maybe one more pass. No, off the backboard instead. Dano, the good shot, and compliments coming from the other teams just as well. So finding themselves up by 6 points is Chaos, and on the rollout, it's going to be Big Bot. I'm very interested to see how this rollout goes with him as QB, but it seems it goes relatively smoothly, all things considered. And into the other side of the floor, it's going to go. Into the goal now. 2-point area. There's 3 people there for each team, it would seem. But no, now it's going to float on out. Dano trying to collect, but it gets rejected by the post. And yeah, the chat noting, Chocolate, it's cool seeing new teams play. I agree. There's been so many new faces and new places. And it's great to get to know the identities of these players and these teams. The team identities is especially a thing. And just as well, oh, it's gonna be close. Not a goal, but recovered by Zux, and that will be a 3 as well, right on that outer edge.
Just a bit fast enough to beat out the safety of Systematic Failure.
I was worried about that first bounce. It took an awkward one, and I mean, throughout the week, I've seen a few really unlikely bounces go through. Some of them I think are clipped even on the channel. So every time I'm seeing these ones go off the sidewall or go off the post, and trying to find one as another one goes off the post, I get a little bit nervous, but in a good way, because they make for some interesting highlights if nothing else. Now, good stun and a good clear.
Solid
Looks like
defense
Big Bot.
Dano.
Big Bot and carefulness, though, on the defense, gonna acquire the disc and now try to avoid these defense as well from Dano. Dano, yeah, his hands and his body just all over the place right now, trying to cause some chaos fittingly on the
Even
defensive
though
end.
even though they're up by such a heavy lead, Dano's still putting full court pressure when they have possession. So they're not relaxing one bit
Oh no, not
against
at all.
systematic failure.
Yeah, Dano doing some good work for sure. Just 12 points, 3 assists, 25 stuns.
And one of the members of systematic failure is trying to call a timeout right now.
Yeah, and
I,
then the other team explained that play until the goal and then you can call for a reset if you wish. But because yeah, one of their guys is out with a headset issue for the moment. It looks like it's Death Creeps again. So indeed, he's been running with some intermittent issues throughout this game, and unfortunately, shall continue. Now his team does have possession. Systematic failure. They're finding themselves down by 9 points, but maybe with an open goal if they can recover that. But it seems like they will not. Unfortunately for them. Now a stack after the clear from Zux and Cakester. And Cakester and Zux actually taking the disc and gonna lay that one in, and now perhaps a reset.
and they're
Okay,
trying
so
to now
they're
ask for a sub.
and
I don't know
okay,
the
yeah,
rules
so
on that.
have to defer to Wit, I suppose. It might be impending a restart soon or between rounds, but they're asking if they can sub out their broken headset guy for the sub they had lined up originally.
They're actually calling for a stoppage in play and an immediate sub in. So I believe we're going to stop it at 3 minutes and call
Oh,
in
3
their
minutes
sub.
or 2:30 or when did the launch go out? I guess maybe Wit was paying attention, but okay. All right, yeah. So these teams kind of just letting off the gas for the moment, kind of for the purpose of rematch and reset, and maybe we can communicate.
6-0. I
The
believe the score was
score.
6-0. I believe the score was 6-0. Have someone in chat.
I don't think so. It was like 11
Yeah.
to something, or yeah. They had 11, I believe. 11 to 2 is what chat is saying right now. Okay, so this was including the last goal. Yes, chat. Gonna have to keep us in the loop on that one. 13 to 2 is what they're setting at the moment. Because yeah, you play until a goal is scored. So if you have a headset issue or any tech issue or a crash, things like that, you still play until the next score. The score will count, and then after that is when restarts can occur. So it looks like in that case, 13 to 2. Yeah, okay. Confirmed. We weren't too far off. I mean, well, Sputnik was a little far off, but that's okay.
I'm always far off. Don't blame me.
Almost like you're a satellite.
I'm just shaking my head. I mean, I don't know what to say back to that one. That's good.
I'm sorry.
Far out.
I'm not giving you much of a chance to make a comeback at this point in the night. You know, look, for me, I'm a night owl, so like I'm most mentally acute at this time of night. Most people, you know, they're winding down for sleep.
I mean, I'm halfway, but your wordplay is just too good for me. I can't come back.
Hey, it's all for the love of it. I'm happy to do these streams. If nothing else, it's an outlet for my wordplay in addition to an outlet for Echo Arena. You know, love the game, love watching the players, love watching the teams. Even though, you know, the occasional tech issues will happen like this and we have our little lulls in the action, it's still fun to be here. It's still fun to watch. And like Chocolate was saying in the stream, it's especially because these are newer teams and newer players. It's just fun to stay ingrained and informed on all the latest happenings and all the latest team formations. I like it. Oh, okay. So Wit is informing me now. Yep, they're gonna. All right, we're gonna go classic, old school Echo Arena for some 3v3. Yes, both teams are actually having headset issues on either side. So, hey, throwback night here on this Friday night. Why not?
I didn't read the rule set, but 3v3 is legal.
Yeah, so it's legal up to like 4v3 is allowed, for instance, if you're missing a player. Obviously, it's not ideal. If a team's missing 2 players, 4v2 ain't allowed. But yeah, you are allowed to play by 1 down in that situation. And well, both teams happen to have issues, so as a result, we'll actually get 3v3. Just by chance. So
Well,
hey,
I'm happy with that compromise.
yeah, it works out. 3v3, of course, the longest standing format of Echo Arena throughout the competitive play, and as well as the pub setting. So it's not an uncommon thing per se. This 4v4 is actually the newest kind of addition, or at least experiment on behalf of the arena teams and on behalf of the league here at VRML. Yeah, FARS, so many new players and new teams, it's insane, he says. I agree. There was a time not very long ago where I was able to keep up with every team and every player and just name off the top of my head where everyone's at. And I think I'll get there. I'm slowly getting there with all these casts this week, but it'll take a little time just because of all the new faces and movement.
How many years until 5v5 is a new competitive standard?
Well, it'll come, in my opinion. It might not be in the first iteration of Echo Arena, but I feel like maybe, Echo 2, when we get maybe a bigger arena and everything is wireless as far as VR goes, maybe a slightly bigger arena, but I do feel like that will be the eventual direction. I feel 4 is completely the right way and, good for right now. But I really wouldn't be surprised to see 5v5 and have it be more, basketball style or hockey style. Is hockey 5 players? I think it's more.
I've been really off with my numbers today, so I'm not gonna take a position.
Relax, Grumpiest Britain. He says, no, I'm saying like way future. We're talking like, VR is fully mainstream. We have people playing on big room scale spaces. VR athletes, pro athletes are an official thing. That's the kind of situation I'm talking about. Deep down in the future. Not right now. Right now, 4v4 is where it's at. But right now, actually, I lied because it is 3v3 to close this second round out as these teams get back into motion. Oh, he's saying no at a different Twitch comment. EU.
He was saying no at the concept of 5v5.
No. He correct. He said no for EU versus NA because of the ping.
Oh.
Grumpiest Broom and Ping complaints. Name a more iconic duo. Love you, Grumpy. Anyways, off it goes into the side. Taken there, cleared into the 2-point zone. Carefulness is going to come through as well as Cakester and Zux. Zux is going to go in contested, misses a shot. Going to bounce back towards Cakester. Cakester misses it, however, so Big Bot's going to contest him along the way. And now a pass going to be sent towards that outer bubble. Collected by Cakester to the barrier, but unable to get that one as well. So a little bit of disarray coming from Chaos.
They're playing
now true to their name, just for a moment there at least.
They're playing 3v3 with the pacing and pressure of 4v4, but they have all the time.
Yeah, that's kind of funny how that works, but totally accurate, I think. You get so used to playing in a certain mode that actually going that switch, that mental switch as that shot bounces around. The mental switch is a real thing.
They're just playing with the sense of urgency that's not necessary.
Yeah, I agree. See, in this situation, if you can picture over at home and on the stream, one extra player in that bubble on each of these attempts, then yeah, you would be clearing it that fast too. So they're kind of playing with their invisible players, their invisible teammates still present. It's kind of interesting. But now, slowly sailing into the goal, and now that one's going to find its way after that interesting exchange.
Well, a lot of these players are new, so they might have only ever learned competitive play from 4v4. So whereas us, we know how to switch back to 3v3.
Begrudgingly.
We take a deep breath and we go, all right, we can relax an extra second.
Yeah, it's interesting how quickly you get accustomed to it. At least for me, I feel 3v3 had its time, and it still has its place in certain situations as this match rolls down. It's going to be 16-2 for Chaos over Systematic Failure. But I do feel like, 3v3 had its place in the competitive scene. but just the amount of dynamics that 4v4 opens up, it's so worth the switch, I think, and it's going to be a learning process, relearning a meta and relearning the team play, but I do feel it's really worth it.
That's
It
the
opens
beauty
up
of the game.
so many things. Yeah.
I mean, to keep the game evolving, to develop the meta. Once the game becomes stale, once it stops changing, that's when you have to radically
Yeah, because
do something.
with 3v3, the thing is, it became at this point, like towards the end of our recent competitive seasons, whether VRL or Pizza League or what have you, any of the competitive leagues, it became a really samey type meta where it's always all the gameplay takes place around the bubble, and you always only have the one stack. You always only have, you know, under the stalls, you have to have one defender at goal, or you have to be really daring and leave it, and it's just, you know, the extra person on the floor opens up, again, an extra pass, an extra stack. It enables you to have a goalie in the back and not feel like you're totally exposed. You're still able to cause some havoc on defense. It's just every facet of Echo Arena opens up all the more with 4v4. And the meta, the types of launches, everything is just so different and so much more advanced and cohesive, like with the spirit of a team game, of a team-style sports game.
So
You know?
we are now in our third round with the first two games, or the first two rounds of the series, and I believe the series itself going to Chaos in orange.
There you go. 2-point goal from Zux, and 2 points it is. Indeed. Taking this series, and well, it looks like I think, did someone crash there and came back real
I
quickly?
crashed.
I saw a flash on the score screen, but nonetheless, we still are up to 3v3, so that's fine. And coming out on the launch, it's going to be Big Bot. But you can see, yeah, the difference in pacing here as Caillou King is going to bring that up and dish it to that corner. Now his teammates there on the approach, carefulness, trying to find his stuns. Big Bot being encroached upon. Good pass to carefulness. Sends a quicker one all over to Caillou. And then sending it up the floor, but Cakester is going to take that one back and clear it. Now looking for their stacks. It's going to be systematic failure first. Not far behind, though, is Chaos, so they're actually going to get that based on the overshoot. Now trying to recollect. Going to sail on in and slapped out of there by carefulness, but way in the back line is Dano McFabulous. So he has one pass down low. He's going to find it, and he's going to find the goal. Zux, it will be for the 2 more points on the board for Chaos. And yeah, Grumpy is saying it's more fun to watch. I agree, just based upon that, the fast-pacedness, is that even a thing? The action, there's a lot more actions per minute happening at any given time. So if you're a player or a spectator or viewer, just your eyes are all over the place, much more than before. Certainly a lot of less dead air to fill, just from a casting perspective, and just high action, high pacing, but trying to find their pacing on the outer edge of that bubble. Zux is going to back that one out. Look for his pass up to the post and into the bottom of the goal. Nice little move from Dano.
Now the teams are adjusting. We're finally seeing some classic 3v3 play, posting up, waiting on the posts, and attacking from the bubble. They're getting their pacing. They slowed it down from last round.
Yeah, so just finding their way there. And it's a testament to the level of proness from these players and teams, just being able to adjust on the fly. It's often one of those things that can be incredibly difficult, and they take that bounce. Oh, just ricochets. It might have been online had it not been for that island in the way. Pesky thing, that. But now, oh, that shot. What a tight angle. That was a gorgeous one from Dano. Fabulous, even.
And that's a shame for systematic failure. All 3 of them stacked up and did a beautiful boost back to goal. And then at the same time, they all exposed the goal to pressure the same man.
Yeah, the idea on the pressure was all right. And again, maybe a little bit remnant from the 4v4 that they were just playing in, because in 4v4, you can afford to have a couple people just diving there. A shot just missed. Looks like he might have, I don't know, hit his wall in real life or something. I don't know. But in any case, astray it went. But yeah, maybe remnants of the 4v4 on the defensive end there. Just used to having that extra man who can stay at goal while your others roam around the floor. So looking for a boost, all clustered up as they now start to find their way. It's going to be there with plenty of time. Cakester right in line for the 2. 11. Sharing a plethora of scoring right now for Team Chaos. Led by Dano once more. He was leading scorer in some of the other rounds there. He's leading with 5 right now. 4 for Zux, 2 for Cakester.
It's also worth noting that the majority of Chaos are veteran players. They played some ESL, and they've been around for years. Whereas Systematic Failure, they're relatively new.
And trying to find, if nothing else, their systems, if you will. Find out the flow of the game, the name of the game. The 3 is right online, and that was insane-ish, but I mean, it rhymed anyways. Zux is going to take that. That was a good one. Just softly up the floor off that pass from Dano, and, you know, he had time to line it up. And you're going to take it, and, you know, not under the threat of a secondary stack that time, so he knew he had time to line it up for sure. Can't say that terribly often. You see a lot of the cases in some of these 4v4 games where, unless that shot is taken immediately on an open goal, you know, a shot offline there. But unless those shots are taken immediately, as that one was, you're going to lose your opportunity, as he might have there, but no, taking it right back out of the air, but Big Bot is going to find a clear into that corner. Carefulness, trying to get the disc, but getting stunned instead. Zux also trying to evade, but Big Bot, that was nice. Swooping in there for the swipe on the disc, and now going to knife through on the cut, on the approach. Will he get that? It's going to be an open goal just briefly. No. Maybe down low to his teammate on the floor, but no, it will not be. In Cakester gonna take that back and clear it again, as well as a boost, and this might be dangerous situation for Systematic Failure, leaving the exposed 3-pointer for the 17 on the scoreboard.
And a little bit of screaming in game as Big Bot shares his unhappiness with the fact that he lost the disc on accident.
Yeah. Tough situation. I couldn't tell if it was really, you know, an earnest type scream or more of like a playful frustration, but certainly, you know, he's had some issues today with his internet and headset, and maybe one or the other, but you know, sticking on through it, we can appreciate that as players. We know how frustrating that issues can be sometimes, so good on them for continuing even on this kind of improv 3v3 situation. And now, wow, another 3-point shot, and that's going to be the game, actually, for Chaos. 20-point Mercy in round 3.
So wait, what's the rule set on underhand wrist flicks?
It's fine by me. I don't make the rules, but
Well, you know my position, but
I know your position. But as far as the excessive thing with that, I think that was, I mean, it was capped. The wrist speed was capped, was it not? So, you know, there's nothing definitively exploitative about it at this point.
Well, they did remove the functionality from the Rift S controllers. I don't think you can wrist flick on the Rift S controllers anymore at like 18, 19.
Yeah.
Is that true?
I'm not positive on that one. I'm not S owner, but honestly,
well, that's something that I have to figure out, and then I can argue my point. But nonetheless, a great shot from Dano to finish out the round.
Yeah, and some good cheer being shown. I don't know if Wit wants to unmute this stream real quick. It's very friendly. It's nice. Or unmute the players, that is.
They're all in good spirits, and
yeah,
Big Bot is definitely up there.
It was an interesting game.
Yeah, this is what you like to see in here. I don't want to talk over it too much, but
catch us whenever we actually catch us when we actually have time to organize a team a little better. These two guys we just picked up literally like an hour.
Yeah, so again, sub situations for this team, some technical issues at play, but the attitudes at the end of the day, that's what makes them pro right here in this late night matchup. You know, they got it done, they stuck with it, they had some fun, they're sharing laughs and smiles, and that's what it's all about here in the Echo Arena community. Gotta love it. And I'm glad I was here to cast it.
And it's all about the love for the game.
Absolutely. And sounds like these guys love the game, so cheers to them. Happy to be here at these midnight hours of Cast It. Wouldn't miss it. All right, boys. So, well, boys and girls, I should say, and Sputnik, thank you for joining me on commentary. Wit, as always, the great camera work. I'm assuming. I mean, I didn't get to see it firsthand, but you know, you've been killing it on cams. These players, killing it in the gameplay, killing it on the attitude end, and killing their headsets apparently. But regardless of that, been a good time. And well, Sputnik, why don't you close us out for a change?
Well, thank you for joining us. It's been a good night. It's been a great matchup. And we'll see you later. Good night, everyone.